I think it's day 18. I think it's a Thursday. And about, I don't know if you're gonna be able to follow this, but about 3 times in a row now, I guess, I've decided to go faster or farther than thought I would or could. Roll was way ahead. I stopped to chat with a military vet. Sorry about the leaves. We're about 4,000 feet maybe right now, I think. 44, and we're going to 52 or something. So I made up the big climb, which is amazing. And I got about 600 feet again of a second climb. We went past our first bailout point, which was if we were dead at 7 miles from climbing that thing, we were going to stop. But we weren't, so we kept going. Feel pretty good. There was a time towards the end of the really long climb, like 3 hours of non-stop, where I was really tired. My legs were really tired. But then we stopped, chatted a bit in one spot, and then we stopped back there at the shelter, the first bailout point, and got some water and stuff. Man, he must be way up there. I don't see him. Anyway, I got some water, and now I feel kind of, afternoon energy, I guess. I don't know. I got to eat something more because I haven't had quite enough to eat. But feet are okay. My toes are big toes they don't hurt today like they did yesterday. I did a little surgery yesterday at the knock. So that's one of the things I'm going to talk about. So I go along, like I told my son 100 times, I know I can make myself just keep going. And I think I can make myself, as in keep walking. Sorry, going uphill here. I think I can make myself keep walking until I pass out. I just get in this zone thing and you just kind of walk. So my pinched nerve in my neck didn't hurt after the long 2 days or at night or anything. And I think my latest working theory is that right now I'm doing exactly the wrong thing, which is holding this camera up with my left hand. I think the deltoid muscle, the delts, I guess, on my left side, which is what my PT guy said causes problems like this. I think I exercise it without, even though I'm trying not to, I exercise with my walking stick, trekking pole, this weird looking guy here. Weird because no one else has them like that. And so going down into the valley yesterday, wow, it was only yesterday, I don't have to lift my arm as high on a downhill. And going uphill today for 3 hours, I thought, well, I'll just try this and not use my left trekking pole. I just carry it with my arm hanging down. Oh, it's really hurting now. With my left arm hanging down. So, to see. And I think that works. Not really sure why. But, of course, Mom and I like things symmetric and square and a little bit OCD, as do a few other family members. So I have to hike with, my trekking poles are symmetric, so I have a left and a right. So this only works on the right hand. So I can only hike with my right trekking pole, which is weird to not be symmetric. I know, whatever. But it's weird. Can't walk as fast. So I gotta stop because I think holding the camera is part of the problem with my nerve. Sorry, going over a log. So anyway, that's the We were detail, day 18. So Roller's way ahead. The women they started like 2 hours before we did because we were lazy this morning. Felt good, I must admit. And Roller agreed that it felt good to be lazy. But they're way ahead, so we don't really know whether they stopped at a 10-mile campground. Kind of suspect they did. Or the 15 miles to the shelter after climbing that mountain. So, I don't know, we'll see. So if you look, one last time, if you look at this trail, see those black dark lines on the sides? And the trail's all sort of brown and dried up. The black lines are where everyone puts their trekking poles. So trekking poles, my theory, actually contribute to trail erosion because they loosen up the sides of the trail. Because it's really soft dirt where you poke them in, you know? Can I do this? Yeah, like right here. That's just soft dirt and this is hard. Anyway, off to hiking. Oops, geez, I'm totally screwing this one up. Okay, see you down the trail. Okay, let's try this again. See you down the trail. So day 18, I made it to the top of whatever this is. Chio Bald or something. Big fire pit. Sounds like an awful lot of work to have the party. This is kind of a bald. Not quite the ones like in Tennessee. But this looks like someone mowed that down, so I don't know. Hard to tell. Anyway, let's go wide angle, sorry. There we go. So it just kind of goes 100 feet that way. Maybe it's 150 feet down to that area down there, maybe, I don't know. Kind of grassy over there, the trail goes over this way. Anyway, I made it. I don't know what the elevation is. 50 something, I think, I don't know. Anyway, let's just go over here just for fun. Just for the geography people. Sorry. There's the thingy. Pretty hard to read. It says something important, I'm sure. Anyway, so I'm here now. I'm gonna book on down to the tent site in a couple miles and hopefully catch up with Roller and then decide whether to do another 4 miles to the shelter. That was a hard one. I don't know what time it is, but that was a long 8 miles, 3,500 feet up to here. It's kind of cool though, because we are on top of a mountain and it really looks like we're on the dome part. So, okay. So, still day 18, and well, we got it backwards. Interesting. The ladies passed us, so I mean they didn't pass us. They started before us this morning, so they're way ahead. But Roller and I have decided to go for it, so we're going to try to do 15, even after that big climb. Of course, 15 means there's another big climb right at the end of the day. Probably the sun a little low in the sky, and who knows if there's going to be a tent site when we get to the shelter. But anyway, so what I want to talk about is a bit more serious business / reputation / ethical. But you're wondering what that is all about. So I'm up here by myself, having fun, working super hard, and I meet all these people every day, like just today. Never seen them before. Strike up a conversation, and then at some point, and I gotta say, I think it's trying to decide why I do it, but at some point I tell them, whoever it is, I've said it to a few people now, that what I say is, you know about Roomba, that was my idea, that's what I say. And everyone was like, oh, that's so cool. So it's kind of a pat on the back, makes me feel better. Anyway, that is going to be too strong. I'll just wait a little bit here, sorry. Okay, so I just wanted to be clear from a professional, ethical, whatever reason. What I did at my Roomba was I had the right idea at the right time. I didn't think of a round robot vacuum cleaner first. Several people thought of it before I did. I just happened to present it at iRobot at a time when the technology was ready to make it at a price people could afford and a company that could afford to develop it. So, yeah, I get a little credit, but credit really goes to the team of 6 or 7 of us, and I don't remember everybody's name. Super sorry about that. Chris, Tom, Dave, Joe, Ross, maybe that's his last name, Elliot, Phil Moss, and Winston. 2 more guys that should be mentioned, and geez, I'm gonna stab myself with my trekking pole. And the administrative assistant, whose name I cannot recall at all. Sorry, whoever you are. Very helpful to all of us. And guess I gotta thank Colin Angle for giving us the go-ahead to try and make the dang thing. The famous $10,000 in 2 weeks. But anyway, just had to add that.